Hi guys, it's Grace with Boujee Beaks in Haven. The chicks are about 2 weeks old now, maybe a little bit more. Let's see how they're doing. Hey babies. Hey peepers. Somebody got a big old tail back there. That's my peg leg chick. She's looking pretty good. The dogs need to get out. Get out. Get out, Ramsey. Out. Oh, good grief. Now, I have not handled these birds very much. I really just kind of sit and talk to them, and they seem to kind of like that. They don't really want to be handled, and I mean, they're chickens. Most chickens really don't want to be picked up and handled. They're prey animals, and they're not like, I have a couple of chickens out there that like to be picked up, but most do not. So I'm just leaving well enough alone. Now, I had a couple of questions about what I'm feeding the chickens. Right now, I'm feeding them a mess in their water bottle. So chickens make a huge mess, and you have to constantly pick out shavings out of their, it's really important to get a dish like this that they can't fall in and drown. Baby chickens can drown with relative ease, so you definitely don't want something that can promote drowning. And I love this one in particular over that one because this, I can just flip the green part upside down and it becomes a food bowl. So this is sort of interchangeable. Plus, it's just so much cuter than that. That one over there came from Tractor Supply. This one I actually got at Walmart, but you can get it on Amazon. Oh, now that they all want to come and have a drink because I cleared it out. So I had some questions from one of my viewers about what I feed the birds. Do I feed them medicated food or food with... So I do feed them the medicated chick starter feed, like the grow feed. The number one killer of baby chicks is going to be coccidiosis. And the medicated feed does have something in there that kind of helps them to, or prevents the coccidia from breeding. Coccidia is a protozoa, intestinal protozoa, and it causes some like intestinal problems. They'll have like a foamy poop, and then they'll have, it'll be bloody, and it really can overtake them pretty quickly. There's different theories on whether or not you should feed the medicated feed, or you should give them the treatment for coccidiosis, which is something called Corid. And some people say that it's better to let them build a natural immunity. I personally have never not had a problem with coccidia and coccidiosis. So I keep Corid on hand all the time, as I would just rather not lose a baby, and they go downhill so quickly. But understand, guys, this is, the way I do things, that's the way I do things. Based on my own experience and research, my way is not the only way. It may not even be the best way. Just you do your own research and you make your own decisions, because ultimately they're your chickens, not mine. I do my chickens the way I feel is appropriate for them, and you do the same. Now, as far as feeding food with antibiotics, I do not do that. I am not a huge proponent of front-loading animals, any kind of animals, with antibiotics. I think we all know the risk in doing that. There's, resistances and da-da-da-da-da-da. But am I opposed to antibiotics? No, I am not. I think a lot of bird owners, chicken owners, and livestock owners, when they want to do all organic and, some loss is acceptable to them. To me, losing even one bird is so devastating. So my first line of defense is always going to be natural. I'm sorry, I got a dog. Listen, you need to, buddy. Look. See, I petted him. That was my mistake. I touched him, and then he wants to be in my lap. No. Like I said, my first line of defense is always going to be a natural remedy. But if that does not work, I am not opposed to giving my birds antibiotics. And in fact, last summer, everybody, my whole flock, the cat just got in the litter box. My whole flock got sick with a respiratory illness. And despite constantly cleaning shavings and bedding and cleaning the area and giving them all kinds of natural remedies and trying to, I mean, it got to the point I couldn't separate. I had no more places to separate anybody because I had so many sick birds. And I did lose a bird. Excuse me. At that point, I did resort to antibiotics. And I had to do 2 rounds of antibiotics because the first round just did not knock it out. And I had to do another round couple of weeks later. So it's not the preferred, but for me, that was my choice. Now, I'm not going to poo-poo you if you make a different choice. They're your birds. But again, don't poo-poo me because I didn't. So, oh my God. Okay, hold on just a second. I got to take care of that right now. Oh. You should be ashamed of yourself. Or maybe you should be proud. Oh. That was horrible. I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I'm like nauseous from all the gases. It's like gas inhalation. All right. Okay. So. All right. The Grow Gel and the Hydro Hen, I really only do about the first week. And you left fur in my mouth. So the Grow Gel, I really just use in the first 48 to 72 hours of the little peep's life. And I use that just because it's a great boost of electrolytes, and it kind of helps to teach them to eat and drink. And it gets that first, boost of nutrition into them. The Hydro Hen, I'll put in the water. I still got fur in my mouth. The Hydro Hen, I'll add to the water for maybe about the first week. So since they're on week 2 and really heading into week 3, they're just on straight water right now. And I do still feed the medicated crumbles for the coccidiosis. And I will keep my babies on crumbles. How long do I keep them on crumbles? I mean, for months, several months, because they're not going to start laying until they're around 6 months. Some breeds lay earlier, some breeds lay later, but these are barnyard mixes, so who the heck knows. But yeah, they're kind of mature, I would say, around 6 months in general. And then you can kind of start switching them over to pellets, but they stay on crumbles. And really, I'll start mixing pellets in, when they really kind of get full size, if you know what I mean. I think this one might be a little cockerel, and let me tell you why I think that. Because of the wings. I know, you're so angry. Mama's sorry. I'm sorry. See, I have not been handling him. See his wings? See how he's got that partition there, and the feathers? These are long and those are short right there. Even though he's a mixed breed, everything I'm reading about says that that's a cockerel. So, I don't know what's going to happen to you, because I don't need another rooster. I sure don't. You might become chicken and dumplings. That sounds mean to say that, doesn't it? Alright, here's my little peg leg bird. If you notice her wings, she just has a full spread. Like, it just flows from one feather to the next. Okay? Now, something very important about chickens, alright? See this lump here? This is not a tumor. and sometimes that thing will be sticking way out and it'll be hard as a rock. That is their crop. All right? Sort of like how hamsters have the big, those thingies. Yeah, like those. This is the similar. That's just her food for the night. She has just, so they'll fill up their little crop before they go to bed. The crop should be nice and full. This is even with big chickens. They should have a nice full crop right before bedtime. And then when they wake up in the morning, their crop should be empty. If it's not, you've got a problem. We'll talk about that in another video. Look at her little leg. It's just a little weak right there. But she's doing, I mean, they're looking pretty good. This was the bad one. It's just a little different. But she's getting along just fine. All right, bye-bye, sweetie. Ooh, you getting some pretty feathers. Look at this. She's going to be spotted. How pretty is that? Ooh. You are getting some pretty feathers. You like, she's a splash to her. See? Oh man, and look at her little face. Well, wait a minute. Get out of here. Look at her little face. She's got some pretty colors over here. Yes, you're so pretty. I can't wait for you to get all your big feathers. Not only will I know what you're gonna look like, but you can go outside, most importantly. So when do you put baby chicks outside? Well, when they're fully feathered and weather permitting, okay? So if they're fully feathered, but it's 20 degrees outside, I mean, you know, come on. Use one of my favorites. So you better be a hen and not a cockerel. Because if you have cockerel, then you'll be my favorite dinner. No pressure.